The fibs piling up. The Washington Post fact-checking the former Obama National Security Advisor. Susan Rice's claim that President Obama got Syria to, quote, verifiably give up its chemical weapons stockpile. Rice made that claim this year, in 2017. Even though Obama's Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, he told Congress a year ago it was not true, that Syria still had chemical weapons. The UN said it was still using chemical weapons dating back to 2013 through 2014 through 2015. And look at this. The Washington Post gave Susan Rice 4 Pinocchios. That's the worst rating that the Post gives to statements that are completely false. My next guest says, you know what? He's used to Susan Rice making false statements. He's Benghazi survivor and author of The Ranger Way. He's Kris Tanto Paronto. Kris,
hey,
good to see
Liz,
you.
What's happening?
Love to see you.
Good to see you. I'm not in the back of a car this time trying to do this actually in studio.
But, you know, that worked
changed.
out. It was really high-tech of you. I thought it was pretty cool. Hey, Kris.
Wasn't it? We're challenging. Yes, ma'am.
What do you make of the Post saying that Rice's statements are flat-out false?
Well, they're spot on, and believe me, I don't say the Post is spot on very often either. So that says something if the Post is getting it right. And actually, Susan Rice's credibility has been questioned. So I don't see how people continue to listen to her or continue to believe her. Again, the mainstream media, they will either ignore it or they will pick it up and hail her as a hero for whatever reason. They'll make something up. But again, Susan Rice putting politics before the truth, and she has continued to do this, and now she's the cat's out of the bag. I just hope more people go ahead and really lambaste her, especially folks like yourself, for lying, essentially lying to the American people and lying on national TV. You
know, recently she said she didn't know about surveillance of Trump, and then admitted that, yes, she knew about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, getting back to the chemical attacks in Syria, you know, the UN, Kris, and watchdog groups said that they said this late last year, that Syria had dropped chemical bombs 4 times between 2014 and 2015. So the evidence is there.
The evidence is there. She needs to either start doing something called due diligence when she gets information to put on national TV, or she just needs to step aside. Again, I implore President Trump to set an example. Use her as an example for politicians to not do this anymore, either by throwing them in jail or by just completely kicking them out of the diplomatic circles.
You know what, Kris?
It's a disgrace.
It seems like they spend a lot of energy defending their legacy instead of going after the evil that's in the world, like you and your colleagues have done. I mean, you guys are American heroes. People agree. I mean, people are dying in Syria, and the Washington Post colleagues at PolitiFact, that's also a fact-checking shop, they took down an article they had written on John Kerry's statement. John Kerry was also overselling Obama's deal with Syria, saying they got all of the weapons out of Syria, the chemical weapons.